everyone, thank you for joining me on our YouTube channel, Flippin' Hippos. My name is Star, and today we're going to be doing part one of a three-part haul video. I know, it's been a minute since I've actually been making YouTube videos, period, but it's actually been a while since I've done haul videos. Most of our inventory these days comes in wholesale. We purchase wholesale lots of remotes, clothing, shoes, plush, electronics, video games. And so we have these things purchased and shipped directly to our warehouse where we store it and bring it home a little bit at a time to work on it. When we lived in Pittsburgh, oh, and by the way, if you're new to the channel, Keith and I lived in Pittsburgh for many, many years, and we recently moved to Florida in July. And when we lived in Pittsburgh, we had wholesale purchases coming there to us as well. And because of that and the whole shutdown in 2020, it's really been a while since we've been out thrifting. We used to go every Sunday on a 99-cent day at the Goodwills. We were lucky enough to live in a city in Pittsburgh that had the 99-cent days. And we would come home with hundreds and hundreds of items. We also had a local small thrift store that had 99-cent Saturday. And that was really how we got started in building up the volume-based bread and butter brand business. We never found a lot of luxury or bolo or really expensive brands out in Pittsburgh, but we always found an abundance of bread and butter, and they were like 99 cents a piece. Plush was 50 cents or less if I went to a church sale. Sometimes I got them for a quarter or a dime. So we built up the volume-based business, and then 2020 happened, and we had to find a way to get inventory outside of sourcing and going out to thrift stores. And that was when we really got spoiled. We grew our business a lot because we started to just order more and more inventory and have all this wholesale. But we also got spoiled. There's something to be said about having 100 or 200 or 1,000 or more items all shipped directly to you. You make one deal, it comes to you, it's there, and you can just list it as your leisure. When you go out thrifting, you've got to spend the time driving from this store to that store. You got to spend the time in each store, going through all of the racks and looking at everything. And then you're coming home with a lot less than when you buy wholesale. The only thing I can think of that is really a plus when you go out thrifting or sourcing to garage sales, thrift stores, church sales, yes, you're spending a lot more time, money, and gas traveling around and digging through the gems and the treasures, but you are kind of like picking and choosing more. I want this, I want this, I want this. So when you get wholesale, sometimes you get good with the bad. I've always told you guys to make sure you get a manifest when you buy wholesale. Make sure you know exactly what's coming in your lot, what you're getting. So when you're purchasing things like remotes by the pallet and you're getting thousands of them, you can't always get a manifest, and you get the good with the bad. I mean, there's something to be said for both. I could do an entire video probably on the pros and cons of wholesale and the pros and cons of going out and sourcing individual items one by one. But Keith and I personally have not really been outsourcing at thrift stores since 2020, right before the shutdown, the very beginning of that year. We went out a couple of times towards the end of 2020 as things were opening up again, but we weren't finding a lot. The stores seemed to be just raising their prices, and they had less quality and less, even as far as bread and butter goes, not as good a brand. So we just kind of fell back into our, hey, we're spoiled now, and just kept ordering more and more wholesale lots and listing from those. And then we moved to Florida in July, and it's now like December, and we haven't even been sourcing here. Not to say we've never been sourcing here. We have visited Casey before and gone out thrifting with him and Sydney from the Posh Boss and some other friends that visited. We've gone around to a lot of cities around here. We've been to St. Augustine. We've been to Orlando. We've thrifted all over Florida, but that was when we were here on visits, and we would just get enough to like ship it to ourselves in a box back to Pittsburgh. But since we've actually moved here, we haven't been thrifting. So we were long overdue for a thrift store trip, period, but definitely one here in Florida. So yesterday was Wednesday, December 1st, and it's half off day at the Salvation Army on Wednesdays. All clothing is half off regardless of the color of the tag. It's a little bit different than the sales that Goodwill runs. So we went to 3 different Salvation Armies, And if you didn't see the video I put up yesterday, on Wednesday, I kind of filmed some of the trips, some of me looking through the items at the stores and talking about what I was looking for and what's good to source and why I was passing up on certain items. It's not a very long video. If you haven't watched it, I'll link it at the end and you can view it. It's good information. But we went to 3 stores and we ended up with 30 items. We spent $114.72, which is an average of $3.82 an item. Now, some of you are like, oh my gosh, that's a great deal. Like, you know, it depends on where you live and what the cost of thrift stores are where you live. $3.82 for some of you is probably like, oh my gosh. But when you're used to 99 cents and $1 or $2, or when you're used to getting wholesale prices, which is relatively low, $3.82 is a lot. But we did get a lot of pair of jeans, that's not English. We did get several pairs of jeans and some shoes, which tend to run a higher cost of goods. So it will balance out. But that kind of proves my point that we spent from, we left at 9:30 in the morning and we got back around 3. Now, we did break for lunch and we did have to run to our storage unit and pull some items. But that's like an all-day adventure from 9:30 to 3. And we came home with 30 items. When we order wholesale, we get hundreds of items all at once delivered to us. Boom, done. We don't spend the whole day. So, you know, the kind of the pros and cons. But I'm going to split this up into 3 haul videos. So the first one, we're going to look at some men's shirts, like polos and t-shirts, and then I have some pearl snaps I want to show you today. So let's start with this. Now, this might be something Keith actually might end up keeping for himself. So then we would be down to 29 items. But no, Keith and I aren't married. Most of you don't know that, I think, because a lot of people refer to him as my husband, which is fine. We are boyfriend and girlfriend. We live together. We're business partners and life partners, as we like to say. But we found this. We thought it was cute. And, I mean, it would probably be more fitting if it said girlfriend. But Keith might wear this. This is kind of cute because we're nerds. So this was $1.50. Because it was half off. And then we have this shirt is so awesome, you guys. So Roar is, you know, not a really well-known or luxury brand or anything like that. But when we saw this shirt, I mean, look at these embroidered graphics on this shirt. It is also a double, sorry. It's a double XL. Double XLs and bigger always do really well. This is a long sleeve, really nice button front shirt. So we did comp it right there in the store, probably about $25-$30, maybe even a little bit more. And it was a little higher cost. It was $5, but it's a really nice shirt. And maybe even like $35 or $40. So sometimes it's not always about the brand. I've been saying that to y'all for years, right? You're tired of hearing it? So if you saw the haul video or the thrifting video yesterday, I showed you some McDonald's uniform jeans. I have never done well with pants as far as uniforms or, you know, restaurants or things like that. But the shirts do well. If you find McDonald's shirts or Starbucks shirts, pick them up if they're, you know, reasonable. This one was $3.50 after the half off. And it is a McDonald's employee uniform polo. A lot of people who start new jobs don't have a lot of money to spend on getting the uniforms that they're required to wear at their new job. So they will go online to eBay and look for used uniforms at a cheaper cost. And that goes for Starbucks, McDonald's, scrub tops, construction worker clothing, fire-resistant pants for men who need those. We have done really well with all of those items because folks need these clothes to start a new job, but they don't always have the money to put out at the beginning before they get their first paycheck. This is a Caribbean shirt. I'm trying to find a size on it. There it is. This is an extra large. It follows the rule of thumb of material. So if you guys ever see linen will sell for more, a lot more. It's one of those materials like cashmere, wool, leather, linen. Linen you can always upcharge for, and it does sew really well. These tropical shirts made out of linen are supposed to be breathable and good for people in hotter climates. So this one was $2.50, probably about 25, 30 bucks is what we'll list it for. We have a Cuba Vera. Now, your Cuba Vera shirts, you're going to do better if you find the button-ups, the graphic ones, the tropical ones. Obviously, these plain polos aren't going to sell for as much. This will probably go for about 18 to 20, $2.50. But the button-ups and the graphic ones will do, fetch you a higher price. Always depends on size as well. This one's just an extra large. Bigger the size, the more money you can charge. Goes for women's clothing too. This is a Harley Davidson t-shirt. So we only paid $1.50 for this, which is a good price for a Harley shirt. It has a fuzz on it. Let me show you the back. Fall Rally 2020. This is probably about 18 to 20 bucks, maybe 25. Sometimes when you look up, it's only a large. Sometimes when you look up these Harley Davidson shirts, you'll see them for 18 to 20, but sometimes if they have certain events like this on there, depending on the event, it can actually raise the value of the shirt. Now we're going to get into some pearl snaps. Longtime viewers, you guys know that Keith and I love our men's Western shirts with the pearl snap buttons. It doesn't matter the brand. American Eagle pearl snaps will sell just as well as BKE, Levi's, Wrangler. There's some other really good brands like Eli Cattleman. Let's see what we have here. The Bit and Bridle. But even low end, like American Eagle pearl snaps, are going to go for like 20 bucks. They just do. They are still popular. I did not know that before I was a reseller because I remembered, I'm old guys, remember I'm like ancient. I remember as a kid, my grandfather wore pearl snaps. And I thought they were just like outdated and antiquated, but they are not. They're still very popular. And I always pick them up. Keith will always pick them up, regardless of the brand. This one is Levi's. We paid $3.50 for it. Like I said, your low-end ones are going to go for like 18 to 20. You get into the really nicer brands and the more Western style brands, you can fetch 45 to 50 for some of these. Even more sometimes. It just really depends on the brand and the size. But they're always worth picking up. Here's an Eli Cattleman. That's a good brand. This one was $3.50. This one's long sleeve, tan. And it is a double XL. Always good to get the bigger sizes. Next up, we have a Wrangler. Nice blue color. This one was $3.50. I love pearl snaps. I love them, love them, love them. This one is a Bit and Bridle. So this is like a good Western brand. It's only a medium, so this one will go for a little bit less and probably sit a little bit longer. Smaller sizes tend to do that. This one's a thicker material, though. It's really nice. And the last but not least, this one is so fancy. So this is 0.0 luxury collection. We have never in our lifetimes heard of this brand. But it is a double XL. It is a fancy pearl snap. And it has flip cuffs. If you didn't know that terminology, now you do. When men's shirts, like most of the times you'll see it on like Robert Graham's and other dress shirts, when you flip the cuff up and the design or the pattern and colors are different than the rest of the shirt, it's called a flip cuff. So these have nice flip cuffs. It's a pink pearl snap, really big size. And it was $3.50 on sale, so we decided to go for it, even though we've never heard of the brand. It's a really nice shirt. I've also found that we do well with men's shirts that are pink. I think a lot of men like to wear pink, and it's harder for them to find, and so they will purchase it if it's in your store and they find it in their size and a style that they like. So that is an example of the types of things that Keith and I look for when we're outsourcing in the men's section. Pearl snap shirts are always a winner. These brands are all really great. I will be back with 2 more videos to show you the rest of our haul and some other things that you should be looking for when you're outsourcing. So don't forget to hit the thumbs up before you leave here on this video. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about anything you saw, you can always leave a comment. Don't forget to join our Facebook group. It is called Flippin' Hippos Reseller Pod. You can search for it on Facebook or use the link down below. And I guess until next time, go be productive, guys. Go make some money. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Y'all are the best. Bye.